Josa, you were really wrong about Korea. All right, so as you guys saw the title, I'm explaining my Korea experience to my past self, the self that first went to Korea, what I would have wanted to tell her now that I know everything. So if this is for you and you're just wanting to know more about Korea, stay tuned. Yeah, here we go. Josa, girl. All right, so when you first went to Korea, I might cry doing this. When you first went to Korea, you had no idea what you were getting into. You didn't know Korean, you didn't have Korean friends, you didn't have any black women who were in Korea that you could really look up to. You had nothing, you didn't know anyone, and you went to Korea even though you were afraid, even though you had no friends, even though you were a black woman, and I am so proud of you for that. I think within my community, you know, obviously people that look like you don't go out of the country, not to South Korea. And so I commend you for wanting to even step out of your comfort zone, because that in itself is an accomplishment. And so I'm proud of you for that. I do want to say that first of all, you didn't need all the clothes that you brought. For two reasons. Number one, you didn't wear most of the clothes. You brought all these heels, you brought shoes that you thought you were gonna wear. You never wore them because you had to basically walk 1.5 miles to get to the bus stop to get to your school. You lived in a rural area, sis. You had no business bringing all that stuff. And number two, you lost 40 to 50 pounds while you were in Korea, so none of your clothes fit. So it's weird because you brought all these clothes that you really didn't need. So definitely make sure to not pack as much because you didn't need it. Another thing I really want to tell you is I'm sorry. I wish that I would have gotten to you sooner. I'm sorry because there were so many things that you were not ready for. In terms of self-esteem, when you got to Korea, you were overweight a bit, but you were also very insecure. And that insecurity was multiplied, like illuminated, while you were in Korea because of the beauty standard. And I wish that you could have learned more about your self-worth before you went to Korea. I think had you been, I'm gonna cry, bro. Had you been a little bit more confident, I don't think Korea in the beginning would have broken you down as much as it did. You were very depressed for about 6 to 7 months. You were very depressed, and it was a very hard time for you. It's gonna be very hard, but you kept going and you kept striving, and you made good friendships, and you joined a church, and you were able to pull yourself out of that depression. But the root cause of that depression was because you were not able to find a place where you felt like you fit in, because you were always going to be a black woman, a black foreigner, so you were never going to fit into Korean society or the beauty standard. But then even when you were back home, you didn't quite feel like you fit in because you were the weird one that wanted to go to Korea when everyone else was like, why are you going to Korea? So I think seeing you go through that was really hard. I mean, thinking back about it. I would also say congrats to losing weight. And you weren't doing it for anybody else but yourself. You didn't even expect to lose weight. You just wanted to stick to something for 90 days. And you did P90X, the workout regimen, and you did it for 90 days and you lost a lot of weight and you rocked it. You did amazing. So congrats on that, because you focused in on something while you were in Korea that helped you to get over your depression. And so I am very happy for you that you went through that journey. And it's a journey that has still kept going since you left Korea. Dating was not it for you there. Mostly because you did not have the same values as a lot of the people that you met, and you gave your heart away a little bit too quickly. And that's just because of naivety and also immaturity. You went to Korea thinking that you were gonna find someone like Gujin Pyo from Boys Over Flowers. I'm so sorry that you, oh man, wow. He don't exist. You met some amazing people there. You dated some really amazing people, but none of them were really ever going to be for you, sis, just because they were not able to give you what you needed emotionally. A lot of the people that you met were very closed off in terms of their emotions, and that's not what you needed. So I think knowing what you need, despite how someone looks, they could be fine, they could be rich, they could be all that stuff, but if they don't have what you need and they don't have the capacity to give you what you need, then it's not going to work out. So just go there knowing, I mean, I wish you would have known that, well, kind of known your worth, but also known what you need as a woman in order to thrive within a relationship, within, you know, just who you are. The last thing I would say to you is you learned a lot about yourself. You learned a lot about femininity. You know, you didn't grow up with a mother or with a father who could teach you about being feminine or what to expect as far as being protected or things like that. So it was amazing to see that, how you grew through watching other people in Korea, where the culture is a little bit different, where femininity is celebrated. You really grew into that, and that's something that even your students were able to help you with, you know, being softer and, you know, being more in tune with who you are. I'm really proud of you for that. So your experience in Korea, and you lived there for 5 years almost. Isn't that crazy? You lived there for almost 5 years. Your experience was, it was heartbreaking, but in a good way. Your heart broke a lot in Korea, but it also grew a lot too. Had you not gone through the things that you went through in terms of some of the racism that you dealt with, in terms of some of the prejudice that you dealt with, in terms of just feeling uncomfortable, you voluntarily went to a place that is homogenous, meaning that everyone pretty much looks almost the same and the same race. And you place yourself right in the midst of a very uncomfortable situation, from the time that you went to the bathhouse and all the ladies were staring at you and poking at you, to the time where you had to go to a water park and be completely nude in front of your students. You did not shy away from any scary thing, and that grew you exponentially. You're now leading tours in South Korea in 2023, 2024. You're leading tours, you're leading women of color to South Korea and helping them to experience Korea. You are a social media influencer now, and you are in one of the best places that you are mentally and physically that you ever been in. So even though Korea wasn't easy, and even though the experience for you was hard, I'm happy to tell you that you come up on the other end and that you did really amazing while you were there. So I hope that you know how special you are, how loved you are, and how no place that you go to is going to be able to fill you with love. You're going to need to get that from the people around you, from yourself. So Korea wasn't a place, and this is initially why you went, to run, you know, but Korea wasn't a place for you to run. It's a place that grew you, but it couldn't change the things that you needed to learn. Anyway, Josa, I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm grateful that you got to experience Korea in the way that you did. I don't think many people will be able to experience the same Korea that you did when you first went, because it has boomed and blossomed so much. But you had the special privilege of experiencing Korea as a Black woman before there were many Black women there. And that right there is just a beautiful thing. So I love you, and I Hope that you have fun traveling this next year. Yeah, do your thing. Love you. Bye.